Great and the Tardy tortoise. I need a great animal detective. This morning I did not have a case to solve. I woke up late. I scratched. My dog's leg stretched. We looked out the window. The sun was shining. The bird was singing. A tourist was eating. A tourist was eating. The flowers in my garden. I do not own a terrace. Sludge does not own a terrace. Sludge and I rushed down to the backyard. The terrace starts to eat a petunia. But a bit there, here, a bit there. He starts to eat a daisy. A bit here, a bit there. I need a great light to look at flowers. Soon there will not be any flowers to look at. I stared at the tortoise. He was green. He had a thick shell and a big appetite. He did not have any teeth, but he did good work without them. I knew I must take him away. Do with him? You must live somewhere, I said. You must have an address and a telephone number. I knew that a tortoise can live for a very long time. This tortoise could be 100 years old. He should know where he lives by now. He starts to claw away, slowly, very, very slowly. Was he on his way home? No, he was on his way to eat my violets. This tortoise was lost. He needed help. I said I need the great and never take a case for anyone who is green and has a thick shell, but I must find out where you live and take you there. I got dressed. I wrote a note to my mother. Dear mother, I'm on a green case. I am helping a tortoise. I hope this case moves first than he does. I will be back. Love, Nate the Great. I Nate the Great got a box. I put lots of flowers in it. Then I put the tortoise in the box. I am taking you home, I said, whenever that is. Where was his home? I was thinking, this tortoise is slow. Perhaps he did not go very far from home. Perhaps he lives near here, but he knows how to find food. He could have been crawling and eating for days. He could have eaten his way from the other side of town. This tortoise could live anywhere. I spoke to Sludge. This is a strange pet. Who would own a strange pet? Sludge knew the answer. We rushed to Rosamond's house with the box. We walked up the front steps. Sludge sipped the steps, step by step. I bent down to see what Sludge was sniffing. It was a tray of crumbs. They led to the front door. Sludge scratched on the door. Rosamond opened it. She was holding two crumbling cupcakes. Her cats, little eggs, plain eggs, big eggs, and super eggs were eating crumbs from the dough flour. I had brought over a lost pet, I said. Why, thank you, Rosamond said. She opened the box and saw the tortoise. This is not a cat, she said. It is green and has a shell. I do not want it. This is not a good gift, I said. I found this tortoise and I'm looking for his home. Do you know anybody who has lost a pet? I hear that Claude lost something, Rosamond said. But I don't know what it is. Claude is always losing things. You are losing your cupcakes, I said. They are turning into crumbs. These are tuna fish cupcakes. Rosamond said, one song. I need to quit and not eat breakfast. I was hungry, but I was not that hungry. Sludge was licking up the crumbs. It was time to leave. I said goodbye to Rosamond. Sludge sipped his way down the steps. Then we went to Claude's house. Claude opened the door. I stared to him. There was something missing. He was not wearing a sock on his left foot. Had you lost a tortoise? I asked. No, Claude said. I have lost my sock. Do you know anybody who owns a tortoise? I know that Pip and Oliver and Esmeralda and Annie do not own a tortoise, Claude said. They do not have my sock either. Can you look for it? I laid the great M on a case. I must find out where a tortoise lives. My case is bigger, Claude said. My sock is size 11 and a half. I cannot look for it, I said. I will give you a clue, Claude said. The sock matches the one on my right foot. Good idea, I said. Sludge and I walked away. Claude yelled for us. If you find my sock and it doesn't look as good as my right sock, I don't want it. I need a match. I made a great needed some pancakes. Sludge needed a bun. We went home. I took the tortoise out for the box. He crawled around the kitchen, slowly, very, very slowly. I made pancakes. I gave Sludge a bun. The tortoise looked at me. Was that a hungry look? You are full of flowers, I said. He kept looking. I gave him a piece of pancakes. He took a little bite. Your owner must wonder where you are and when you are coming home, I said. You are one Tardy tortoise. I made a great art of pancakes and dirt. I needed a clue. What did I know about this tortoise? Did he have any friends or relatives? How about hobbies? I knew that he liked flowers, crawling very, very slowly, and kept his secrets. That was it. This tortoise was never going to get anywhere. He was never going to be president of the United States or captain of the track team. He was just a pet, like Sludge. Suddenly I knew what to do and where to look. This case is almost solved, I said to Sludge. I know who will know where this tortoise lives. I picked up the tortoise and put him back in the box. Let's go, I said. I need the great and Sludge rushed to the veterinarian with the box. Tortoise must come here just like most pets do, I said. There should be a record of where this tortoise lives. We walked into the waiting room. It was full of dogs, cats, and people. The cats were meowing. The dogs were barking. One dog was barking loudest. It was Annie's dog, Fang. He looked mad. Fang had a sore teeth. Annie said, "Look," I said. I need the grate. Did not want to look at Fang's teeth. "I am here on a case," I said. "Whoa, whoa." I opened the box. I need to ask the vet where this tortoise lives. "Oh, a tortoise," Annie said. "I have never seen one here. I have never seen one head either," I said. "But there's do not meow. There do not work. And they probably come here in a box. A tortoise could be here and we would not see or hear him." "Yes," Annie said, "but a tortoise is a reptile. This place is not good for reptiles, birds, goldfish, goats, pigs, wolves." "How do you know?" I asked. "Because they dreamt Fang was an wolf the first time I bought him. That's when I found out who doesn't get in." I made the grate sit down next to a noisy cat. This case was going slower than the tortoise. This case had come to a dead end. There was only one more thing I could do. I could get the name of a reptile vet and go there and walk into a waiting room filled with rattlesnakes, boa constrictors, leaders, alligators, crocodiles, and other creepy creatures. Some of them have sharper fangs and fangs. I have seen enough bites today. I do not want to see any more. Especially me. This case had begun with bites. The tortoise was biting my flowers, baiting. Perhaps that was a clue. But what could I do with it? I look at Sludge. He has the only dog in the room who was not barking. He was sniffing. I joked about him sniffing the tray of tuna fish cupcake crumbs on the trail. Did that mean something? All at once I made a great knew that the tortoise and Sludge had given me the clues I needed to solve this case. We rushed home. We went into the backyard. I pulled out my magnifying glass. "We are looking for a trail," I said. "A trail of bite marks on the flowers." I looked to the right. There were no bite marks. I looked to the left. I saw bite marks shaped like little leaves on flower after flower. "Follow this U's," I said to Sludge. "The tortoise ate his way to our house. So We will follow the trail of Bite's backward until we reach his house. Sludge and I kept through my garden, past the yews, on the petunias, on the daisies, on the flower and the flower. Then the flower stopped. So the Sludge and I, the train stops here, I said, and the cement works first. The tortoise did not buy cement. We must go to the backyard next door. Sludge and I rushed to the backyard. We saw flowers and we saw yews. This is easy, I said. This trail leads straight to another yard. Sludge and I made our way to the next yard. Then we stopped. This is not easy, I said. This heart had no flowers. There are only weeds and glass. Are they on the tortoise's menu? Sludge and I peered down. We did not see any yews, but we did see a trail of dirt. Where we had been. Where grass had been. The trail zigzagged. Sludge and I zigzagged. We zigzagged to the other side of the yard. The tortoise had munched and crunched his way from end to end. Then the train stopped. More cement. On to the next yard, I said. The next yard was full of rocks. But I saw something bright on the ground. Was a part of a flower. I bent down to look. It was cloudstock. It was full of hers. I knew the cried had just served a case I did not want to serve, and found a sackcloth we'll never want to wear. I picked up the sock and pulled it in my pocket. Look, and a sock, I said. This yard is no help. The tray is cold. But we will not give up on to the next yard. The next yard was full of statues. Snow White and the 7 dwarfs, 5 flamingos and 3 ducks. There was none ripe or green or growing. The tortoise could not have eaten here. The trail is getting colder, I said. Snow White, the 7 dwarfs, 5 flamingos, and 3 ducks can help us find the tortoise son. But I knew the gray will never give up. Sludge wagged his tail. We went to the next yard. It was a mess. I saw pieces of flowers, pieces of feet, piece of grass. The yard had been beaten to death. Sludge and I looked at each other. I knew the gray say that the tortoise must have been eaten many meals in this yard. This